What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of
Fun
with
Dumb.
Ha!
Oh, we kind of
that
nailed
was
that.
perfect right there.
And we didn't even practice that one. That's
You
crazy.
just threw it
That
out
was
there.
so cool.
Yeah, man. We haven't done a crew episode in a while.
No, I like
Yeah,
it.
and we're here. Just celebrated my 37th birthday.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's kind of a weird thing. Congratulations for a birthday.
You
But-
made it another year.
Is that what you're congratulating me for?
Yeah, that you're here another year and you're killing it. Aren't you killing it this year? Maybe if you weren't killing it, I don't know if I would congratulate you.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel weird. I'm not gonna lie. 36 to 37 is a different vibe. Like I feel like I'm really headed towards 40 now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
36 it didn't feel like that, but 37 I'm like,
Oh, 100%.
I am headed to 40.
The closer you are to 40, bro.
Oh my,
It
it feels weird. Like I feel like I should get some golf shirts.
What was your
You know?
sober birthday like?
Oh yeah, my first sober birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would probably say 15 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah.
No drink at all. Nothing.
Probably 20 years.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I've drank every birthday since I was 15.
Wow. 15.
Yeah, I was drinking since I was 15.
You drank when you were 15?
Yes, I was drinking since I was
What were you drinking? Like, what were we talking about here?
Jose Cuervo. I remember one of my first shots was a Jose Cuervo.
Of course.
And it was like disgusting as fuck. But yeah,
Do you guys remember Bacardi 151s back
Yeah.
in the day? You could
Yeah.
light it on fire. And shit?
Bacardi
Oh my God.
150. That's 151
Yeah.
proof.
Yeah. It's like, when we were younger,
Yeah. That
the
started.
more pain, you're thinking it's stronger, So
Yeah.
it was one of those punishment drinks.
Bacardi 151
151
started the LA riots, I
Yeah.
believe. that was the thing that started the riots.
Sparked it.
Yeah, but
Oh, man.
Gross.
it's crazy. Well,
It's
anyways,
disgusting.
thank you for the congratulations. I felt
Yeah.
good.
Did you miss a drink though? Like having a drink, or how did you feel?
No. If anything, I wanted to drink more for some other celebrations in the past couple months, like New Year's. That
Yeah.
would have been nice because it was
Mhm.
really awkward not having a drink during New Year's.
What's the drink you would have chosen? Champagne or something?
Champagne?
Isn't that a
Nah.
New Year's?
Like shots? Like I miss
Oh.
taking shots. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because I need that strong shit. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I hear you.
Well,
It's weird. I know you don't drink and you're not partaking in the festivities, but you still want to be in the scene. Like in the group text, you're like, "Hey, you wanna hit up this spot?" I'm thinking, like, why would you want to go? Because you know what it's gonna look like. You know what it's gonna feel like.
That's the problem.
What's
I want
the draw?
I want to go,
Yeah.
and then I go, and then I'm over it in like 15 minutes.
that's what's
It
happening.
sucks. I hate when that happens because I gather up the whole crew. We
You
go
gather up all of us.
you got to find the new fun. Like instead of it being about the drinking and the shots, you got to find the other fun thing you have at the club. Do you know what I mean?
At the club? Like
yeah, at
what?
the club. Because like when you go out, typically you're used to being like, oh, I'll get fucked up or faded and
Right.
then I'll have fun. You got to find the new thing. Like maybe dancing is the key, right? Like you
Oh.
have another reason to go out there other than to hang out with the friends. But if you learned some dance lessons finally, you could go out there and bust a
But
move.
dancing drunk was even scary for me. Dancing sober?
Yo, fuck drinks. Let's dance.
Dancing sober is terrifying to me.
Or maybe like hitting, I feel like guys go out to like hit on girls and whatnot. That's another
thing.
to be excited about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hard to
that
hit
you
on-
feel like you need alcohol to do those things.
Hitting on girls sober is scary for a lot of dudes too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But imagine if you can do it on alcohol. It means you can actually do it.
They call it
Without
liquid
the
courage
alcohol.
for a reason.
Right. But what I'm saying is if you know you were able to do it on alcohol, that means you can actually do it without it. You just have to practice it.
Yeah. Have you felt the difference, like a dude hitting on you sober as opposed to like drunk?
Okay, because I didn't grow up in a household of people drinking alcohol or
Yeah.
my friends didn't really drink, I'm really bad at telling when people are drunk.
Really?
So I didn't realize. Yeah, remember I told you that like Alex was like,
oh yeah.
when I first started the pod, he's like, "You're doing a great job," and
Yeah.
like, "You're killing." That was the first time I like interacted with him in this way where it was like positive affirmations about what I was doing here.
Yeah.
And then literally the next day, I like told you guys, and then he was in the car, and I was like, "Dude, that was so beautiful what you said." And he's like, "I was so fucked up. I don't remember." And I'm like, "Bro, No.
So wait, when a dude is slurring his words, you're like, he must be really tired.
Well, slurring is another thing, but there are people like I think both of you guys are able to hold your alcohol. So like I would never know. You guys are like normal people that can drink. There's other people who really can't, then I could tell. But if it's like you guys, I can't ever tell when you guys are drunk or
Really?
not. No. Unless maybe I smelt it and it was like on another level, but it's hard for me to, and I know that because like I talked to my sister about that, and she is also like has a bet.
Can you tell when somebody is on cocaine?
Now I can, but if you never did it or weren't around it, it's really impossible to tell. But
Coke is one of the most clear. I'll tell you right now, because I'm sober now.
Yeah.
And I used to do cocaine. I used to drink. I used to do tons of shit. But as a sober person, observing other people on cocaine, it's like.
Oh yeah.
It's like you can
definitely tell.
You can definitely tell.
There's some people like it's the eyes for me.
Yeah.
Their eyes get really like fucking crazy looking. And it's like the veins are popping out of their eyes.
You ever see somebody tell you how much they respect you disrespectfully?
Oh my god, dude.
That's how you can tell when someone tells you how much they respect you disrespectfully.
When they're slapping you on the shoulder like, I love you, bro. Yeah,
that's how you can tell. It is, but yeah, that's I think that's the one thing. It's like I feel like now I have this sixth sense, but instead of ghosts, I see coked out people. I see coked out people. That's what I feel like.
Wait, so hold on. Let me ask you this: is it like coked out people don't know how they're acting when they're coked out, so that if they weren't, that they wouldn't act that way, or is it impossible to control your body in that moment at night, so like, and you don't care? Maybe like you take it the next day in front of your friends and you don't care you're acting this way.
It goes both ways. I've seen super chill motherfuckers too, just like, so I'm working on this script, hold on real quick, and then they're just like they're very lackadaisical, but usually they're feeling so euphoric, and there's like a tempo jump, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everything is a little faster. Their blinks, their mouth speed, their jaw starts to jut out a little bit. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of involuntary things that happen, I think.
Is it comparable to doing Adderall?
Yes.
When you take a lot of Adderall.
There's a big similarity. To be honest, like it's funny because I actually haven't done a lot of Adderall. Yeah. I only did Adderall like twice in my life.
Same.
And the first time I did it, it was in New York, and my friend was like, yeah, do it. It'll help you with your like lyrics and stuff, and you'll work on a song. Mm-hmm. So I took an Adderall, and I worked on a song like 24 to 36 hours straight in this small room in New York City. Yeah. And I was like sweating, and I finally knocked out a song, and it was one of the worst songs I ever made.
Oh, really? It was bad?
I rhymed one word the whole way.
Right.
No, it was the song is called Brooklyn for a Month.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that song? So you can look it up on YouTube. It's called Brooklyn for a Month. So it's like Brooklyn for a month. I'm standing in the sun. Dun. It's just one word all the way fucking through.
I know exactly.
Yeah. If you see the video, Aquafina's in it too, because I was staying at her place. This was over 10 years ago. And
soft like, Brooklyn for a month.
Why don't you rap zoom in real quick, more Alex?
Let me sing it right here.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yo, I'm in Brooklyn for a month. Booked it just for fun. You can tell by the slang that Cali is where I'm from. Give me couple days, I'll speak in the native tongue. Fuck a creative slump, I ain't leaving here till I'm done.
That was Adderall right there. I am not leaving till I'm done. Keep going.
Son, Brooklyn for a month. Swishers to the Duchess, reaching out to Esta, man, he blessed me with the drum.
That was Esta beat from Soul Action, yeah.
Fiesta on the rooftop, mixing fresca with the rum, kissing on the Empress with complexion like the sun. Where you staying? Leasing out a room from Nora Lum.
Keep going.
But that lease on life has been renewed. I'm feeling young, buried in the burrows, steady sipping on a Sapporo.
I broke the rhyme scheme right there.
That's bad. I'm just borrowing the aura. I'll return when I'm done. Brooklyn.
You brought it right back. You brought it right back.
Angelino blood. This is so specifically like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to Cali because I'm faithful as a nun. Yes, I'm taking Biggie. Yeah, I'm taking
Yeah, I'm
Pun.
talking. Yeah, I'm talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm talking.
Don't butcher my lyrics.
They're not that great. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm taking Biggie.
Talking.
Talking Biggie. Yeah, I'm talking Pun. Chilling in the city where the rap shit's.
Oh God, I hate you saying my lyrics right now. You're done.
Motherfucker, I ain't
Steffie
done.
Baik, you're done.
No, motherfucker,
I'm not having fun.
Motherfucker, I ain't done. Fuck a multi-syllable, I kill him using one.
Did you forget how to read all of a sudden during my song or what?
Because it's just so bad. The words are all. I'm
Seuss
far away
shit
from
is this?
home, up in the temple like a monk. Ooh. Wow. All right. Well,
we're done.
That was really. Sorry about
So
that.
yeah, to answer the question, Adderall and Coke is kind of similar. You know, uppers.
So that is an example of the type of song you write on Adderall. I personally didn't like. I didn't enjoy the experience. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit, like the Xanax and all that. Like wasn't my drug of choice.
Yeah,
it was never my thing.
Was a popper, you know.
You never pop locker.
You know, pop. Never really. Me, on the other hand, on your birthday. Sorry you missed it. We had the video shoot.
Yeah.
That we went to the Hollywood Hills. We got a mansion. It was like an NFT house. It was nice.
What does that even mean?
For a location, like we rented a mansion.
Airbnb type of
no, it's just a homegirl that
they let you use it.
Yeah, they let us use it.
Okay, cool. How'd it go? I saw some footage. It looked sick.
Yeah, it was good. There was, you
guys rented some video girls.
Some video girls. We had a golf scene. We had a little party scene. Duce actually hooked us up with a case because I like said something in the verse. So we were sipping it straight out the bottle, but it's like a video shoot, a lot of hurry up and wait. So during the off screen, I'm just kind of like sipping it. By the time that we were done with the video, we ended up at a bar in Koreatown.
Yeah.
Drank some more, and then I called you for the birthday wishes.
Oh yeah.
That shit was kind of fucked up. What you did.
We got to share this. It's
oh yeah.
We pulled off. Actually, I pulled off one of the greatest pranks.
Jail and I almost physically fought because of the situation.
Well, let me give the context. We've seen these videos, right, on YouTube growing up where they put two people on the phone on speaker and make them talk to each other on the phone.
Oh, my God.
Like they called each other when they didn't. So JL called me and Rick called Rec. And it's right around the same time.
Yeah. So mind you, we're plastered. Yeah. We're plastered. We just wrapped up the scene. We're having a drink at the bar. I stepped out because that's etiquette. I didn't want it to be too loud. I wanted to call Rec, see what you guys are doing. Maybe we could meet up. So I'm talking to Rec. I guess JL called you.
JL called me. So a light bulb goes in my head. Like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. As soon as I answer this call, I could put on speaker and make him talk to Rick.
You fucking...
So I answer the call, I put on speaker, and I put those two phone calls together, and I'm like, this isn't going to work. And all of a sudden, they start talking to each other, and magic happens.
Look how you're smiling.
I filmed this right here.
I've never seen you laugh. Are you on your knees right now?
This was one of the happiest moments of my life. Put it on the screen. Let's go. Hold on.
Hold on. Who is this? Why do you sound like Rick? Yeah, this is Rick. Who is this? This is JL. You why the fuck do you? What do you mean? Rick, simple way. Wait, what? I called you. I called Dumb's phone. Who are you talking to? Jay, stop me right now. What? You wanna fight? Oh my God. No, I'm saying what's going on? I'm telling, bro. Yo, he has fucking starting here right now. Yo, bro, I swear to God. What happened? Oh my God.
All right, stop it. So long story short, you can see how happy I was right there. It was one of the fucking greatest moments of my life.
It's the most elated I had ever seen you in my life.
You guys were actually kind of disturbed about how happy I was.
You were so happy. And it was great. It was your birthday. So
I told everybody that was the greatest gift I've ever received in my life. because those are the kinds of things that make me happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not
tricking people. Trolling?
It's not no designer, clothing, nothing. Those moments right there are the greatest things.
You single-handedly almost broke up the Yaks right there, man. I don't know how
you guys almost fought.
we literally, I was storming into because I thought he left the group to go to you guys, and he thought I left the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we both abandoned the group. Like, what the fuck you doing? Oh my gosh. So we both met at the entry. We're like, wait. And we snapped out of it. Like, wait.
But those are the type of pranks that's not easy to execute.
Nah, not at all.
So when you get one of those off, you get one of those things off.
But you're not here. You're okay. So you found this, like, you're in this chamber of like the thing that you created, and he's saying that he almost broke up with his like buddy.
Nah, he's not gonna.
Nah.
From what happened.
Maybe a roundhouse kick or two. You know, it wouldn't.
First of all, if they broke up, I would be a prank god. Like, I deserve some sort of medal or something. You know what I mean? Like, I should be inducted into Jackass or something.
That was some sober fun, though, huh? That was, you didn't have to be drunk for that.
That's
you
right.
Guys weren't, no, you guys weren't sober.
I felt high.
Yeah.
I felt high off of drugs. But that's what I mean. Like, if I can create more of those moments, I can be sober forever.
Maybe you could go out and that's your new thing. You prank when you go to the clubs.
But I will also say I really hate YouTube pranksters too.
I was gonna ask you.
I hate that
I was gonna ask you this though. Were you ever a prankster, like as a kid? You ever pull any pranks off?
My sister. My oh my god! I used to do this terrifying thing. There was this little miniature clown that my mom had, like a vintage antique thing.
Yeah.
I would tape a knife to the hand of this little toy and leave it at the doorway anytime my sister was about to walk in, and she'd scream out of her mind.
Bro.
But I would continue, and then she'd find out it was a prank. I was like, I hate you, blah, blah. I would do it over and over again with the same clown.
Yes.
So this motherfucking clown was appearing for several years at door entryways everywhere she was at.
Right.
She hated me for this shit, and like, I don't know why we didn't get rid of this fucking clown.
Yeah. That's fucking
But
nuts.
yeah, I'm consistent. That's the thing. I'm very consistent.
Yeah. You do the slow
You know
burn.
me. I constantly put salt on the wound. Like, I will beat a dead horse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Did you ever prank your sister, Steffie?
all the time.
Yeah.
Any
Any proud moments?
proud. I would do like, I don't even know if it's called pranking. It's like I would just taunt her, and anytime, like, you know what it's like if your sister or anyone's like screaming or sad, it's like that's gold when you're a kid. You're like, I did it. I pissed her off.
Yeah.
I used to do this really mean thing is anytime I would go pick her up from school, I would open the window and act like I was like picking my nose to embarrass her in front of her friends.
Yeah.
And then like when I would pick her up, I would drive by the house of the guy that she really liked, and then I would scream out his name.
So wow, that's a sabotage more than a
I
prank.
know. So is that not a prank? Is
That
that just being an
that's
asshole?
not really, but that's kind of embarrassing. And also the picking the nose thing. You're just embarrassing yourself.
Well, I didn't care about embarrassing myself.
I was like,
I more cared about. Yeah, I could look like shit. I don't care.
The crush thing though, that would be very embarrassing.
Dude, anytime we walked by that park, he was right in the corner, I would yell out his name with her, and she would be so fucking embarrassed. It was so funny.
I would really be mad about that, actually.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty embarrassing.
That's kind of bully behavior, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
is.
so I guess I was a bully to my sister.
Well, pranking is a semi form of bullying, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you're finding entertainment in someone else's demise. You know what I mean?
Oh, that made me happy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that just made me happy right there.
Just made you happy.
That definition, I was like, no. I mean, not in an evil way.
Yeah.
But just seeing that little moment, it's funny. People enjoy pranks too. Like when I get pranked really good,
Right.
You know, you're like, okay, you got me.
Yeah,
that was good.
You got punked.
You'll give props, right?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But yeah, but it has to be like I like it after you kind of build some kind of rapport. That's why I don't like these YouTube things where people are just getting pranked.
Oh yeah.
Out of nowhere and strangers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like build a rapport. If you have a rapport with somebody, then it's funnier. It's more like lighthearted in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because you don't know what these motherfuckers are gonna react like. You know what I mean? Some of them could just shoot you.
I don't like those. But some of these pranks aren't even like pranks. They just do some fucked up thing.
Yeah.
There's no cleverness to it. You know what I'm saying? That's what bugs me a lot too.
I like to do pranks that change the person's body chemistry forever. You know, I like things that linger.
What the fuck?
You mean you want to traumatize them?
Yes. Back in the day when I would go to church retreats, I would go to random church retreats. You know what I mean? Not my church retreat. And
first of all, I think at this point in the podcast, you don't have to say I used to go to church retreats. We know you used to go to church retreats. We're episode 230 almost. All right.
This is the church retreat segment.
I would have Bluetooth speakers hidden underneath the bunk beds of these little kids.
Oh my god.
Well, not little because I was little too. And
yeah, because that sounds more better.
Yeah, sounds
saying it that
terrible.
way.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure. My bad.
Okay.
And then I'll just have like YouTube clips of people speaking in tongues or like in Latin.
Oh
and
my
then later
God.
at night, like after we have, you know, the campfire, the worship and all that, everyone's passed out sleeping. Around 3:33, I would just play the YouTube and then raise the volume a little bit.
Like it's like a demon or something, like a poltergeist.
Like it's a priest like in the corner of the room just praying like very vigorously.
Oh my god.
You know, and then when they're like, "What the fuck is that?" I turn it down.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and they're looking for a person. They don't, you know, the Bluetooth speaker is a little cube that's
This
underneath
is-
the box. I would duct tape it right underneath, so when you look on the floor, you don't even see the speaker.
Yours
You
are
know
so.
what I mean?
Why are yours so
this is
crazy?
a Rick prank.
Yours are like so intense.
Yeah.
Rick won't like. Here's the thing about Rick. Rick will continue a prank for 20 years. He won't come out and be like, "I got you."
Yeah.
It's just an ongoing misery thing.
You don't know if you're being pranked.
No.
Still. Like
I'll have that Bluetooth speaker like taped underneath my casket, so when you come see me like in the funeral, it'll start playing a little bit. Yeah,
Rick commits to the bit.
his
that's
death.
I commit to the bit
no, Rick
that no one
commits.
asked for. You know what I mean?
Rick commits to the fucking bit. I feel like Steffie's pranks are just kind of a little square.
Really?
Like, yeah,
I know. I was right now thinking about all the pranks in my
Yeah.
head that I did, and I was like, oh, they're not interesting enough to talk about because it was like,
Yeah.
oh, my cousins were sleeping, and me and the two older cousins, me and this we would go around and like draw on their faces and then like do the whipped cream thing.
I thought he was even more square than that. I was like, she asked me what 3 + 3 was. I was like, it's 5. Got her.
I did tell my
shit.
mom. I used to. It's not a prank. This is again another mean thing I did to my sister. I used to tell her that like if she didn't do something for me, like I'd be like, go get my like remote control from downstairs or something. I'd be like, I'm gonna give you from 5 to 1. I'd be like 1 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. And if not, I'd be like, you're going to hell.
Oh yeah, I remember
Like,
you told-
I would tell her that I was basically God and I could control her fate to the future. Is that not a prank?
That's not. Wait, hold on. No, that's some Thanos shit. You need to
Yeah.
chill. Wait.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, that's not a prank again, right? What is that? Just bullying? I don't know.
There's something cute about like when you're a kid and you believe these things that your sibling tells
Oh
you.
my gosh.
You know what I mean? I don't think my sister never worked with her because she never believed me with
Right.
these kind of things.
I'm not gonna lie, Steffi. I use that countdown too.
Oh, you
I
do
think
it
that's an
too?
older sibling thing.
Is it?
Heck yeah.
I don't think I've done
It's like,
that.
I need a Capri Sun. I need a Capri Sun. 5, 4, and then for some reason it would always work. Like they would always scurry.
Seriously, there's this time I remember like a big thing, like for years, like
Yeah.
probably 6 years, I would make her smell my armpit.
Whoa.
And then I would keep her there, and
Are
I'd
you
be like, yeah,
seriously?
like, and then I would do the countdown thing, and I'd be like, you're going to hell if you don't smell my armpit.
My dad would wake me up after like a late night, like night of drinking on a Saturday. So you know he's waking up on Sunday. My mom would like have trouble waking him up, and then when he wakes up, he's like, "Sanyoga, come into the room," and he's like, "Oh, smell my breath," and he would hold the
that?
back of my head
Yeah.
and just to me.
What is that? Why? Why are we doing that?
I think we like sharing the suffering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's crazy. Did your dad ever do some fucked up shit like that to you? That's fucked up. That's child abuse.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it is abuse. I say sorry to her all the time, and she's like, "You're a kid." I'm like, okay.
We have I forget how much similarities we have as like older siblings.
Yeah.
In the group, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all three of us, we have older
Yeah.
siblings. We have had, family with like domestic violence problems.
Well, we
and-
have sisters too. We all have sisters.
Oh, we all have sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. I always think about that. Yeah, as an older sibling, do you guys date older siblings or younger siblings? Like, have you noticed like a trend? Because I
No,
tend to date.
I've never dated my younger sibling.
No.
Oh, wait, what are you asking?
Oh my God. I meant like the younger sibling of like the youngest of a family member. I feel like I always date people that are older than, or like the oldest.
Yeah, the older sibling.
I haven't. I don't remember specifically, but I'm almost sure I have dated both. Younger sibling or older, and you could actually kind of tell in their personalities.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
How about a middle child? You've dated a middle child before?
Ooh,
Nah,
never.
What's that like? What's the stereotypes of a middle child?
They were kind of neglected, right? The middle child is
Yeah,
always like
but
the
they're
one.
problematic because of that.
They're problematic because of that, because they were kind of, little chambap. They were kind of pushed aside a little bit.
Yeah.
They were so focused on the first one.
Yeah.
And then when the middle child came, they wanted to like remedy the mistakes of the first, and then the third one comes and they're like, okay, let's focus on this one.
I see. The middle one though, like they are the younger one for a while.
Right.
But if they have the youngest one, like within 6
People
months
focus
or so,
on they focus on the first draft and the final draft, not the third or fourth. The middle draft is kind of like
the sophomore album. They got the sophomore jinx.
The sophomore album.
Yeah,
The sophomore
imagine
jinx.
you're the sophomore jinx of the
man.
family. Ooh, man. Yeah, so what, you're not getting the hand-me-downs, you're not getting the new shit. You're like,
nah, they're still
somewhere
trying to figure it out.
You're on the sales rack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
getting the
my
thrift.
God.
You're not getting the thrift shop. You're not getting the fast fashion.
You're getting the BOGO. You know what I mean?
You're on the Nordstrom rack. You're the
But
Nordstrom rack of the
they
child.
are the coolest when you grow up. They're very cool.
The middle child?
Middle children are always like, maybe because they are adaptable, they're just like chill. And they're also just like more creative. They're also the crazier ones.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what makes them
They're always like,
cooler.
I'm not getting in the middle of all this. Actually, you are. You're right there. That's exactly where you will stay.
Fuck it.
I don't know.
Also, like, I feel like when it comes to extracurricular activities at school, the older child never gets to do that, really. I feel like especially as an immigrant child, they're like, no, it's too dangerous. Study, do all these things. But then when my sister came along, just like softball, basketball, like do all these things. Yeah, she got blessed with the extracurricular. With me, it was just like no, piano lessons and the idea of like a Korean child success story.
Does your family have any musical background, like your parents and stuff?
Nah, not really. My dad was a good chopstick drummer back in the day when he was drunk. You know what I mean? That's as musical as he gets.
But he didn't want to be a drummer or anything?
Nah. My dad had vinyls though, so he was like a vinyl collector. He liked music, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he'd sing a lot like in the car, but nah.
Because I think about that too. Like, I don't really come from any musical background, so I don't know where like my interest came from.
Yeah.
Besides like smoking weed and like liking music on
Right.
weed.
Yeah, that's true. I don't remember like in the childhood my parents blasting music at the house or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really remember that.
Do you have any musical skills? I don't even know if you have any musical talent.
She sings like an
Steffie.
angel. You know that, right?
No, people always tell me I have a good voice for stuff, but okay,
We've
then
never told you
utilize me. No, people actually tell me often.
Yeah.
Harmonize this. That was you caught that.
Yeah, you did. She did catch that.
I think I have a good ear.
She did harmonize that.
Lo. Oh, that's the same one. Lo. She got it.
Okay.
I got it. I mean, I'm not like.
I did.
But am I like? I took like so many. I did flute classes, violin.
You were a flautist?
Yeah, flautist. I was a flautist.
Yeah.
I went to school for piano. I went to school for violin. I went to school for German, Japanese, Korean,
you are good with
French. Like, I'm just not consistent, but I did all the things I was supposed to do as a kid.
Yeah.
Took pottery class. I did fencing.
Wait. You did a lot.
I did Polynesian dancing. I'm talking to you like I'm not even joking here. Like, these are actual classes I was taking for years for all of those things, but yet here I am.
So
don't know how to do any of this.
Would you say that you were a person that couldn't like stick with a thing?
Yes.
You know those kids who can't really stick. I was kind of like that a little bit too.
Yeah.
I think our household was not stable, and so I don't think ever learned about like how the importance of that.
Yeah.
Like, and I used to like, as an adult, I like shame myself. I'm like, oh, these people are so good. If I just stuck to one thing, let's keep going. But I think that I grew up in a household where everyone had ADHD, but no one admitted or believed it. My sister did, but we all thought she was just crazy. Like literally we're like, you know, as an Asian, and back then when like mental health just was not part of our life, we were just like, okay, you do not have ADHD. My sister did go to I think she went to a psychiatrist like finally after like telling my mom like so many times that she had ADHD in high school, but nothing ever happened. She went like one time.
So by the time you had all these hobbies, and then by the time you reached
tennis was the one thing was consistent in my
by the
life.
time you reached Polynesian dancing, your mom was like, maybe we should get her checked out. Like no, like there wasn't any of that.
Okay, so you know what you talk about like pranking? I think my mom's form of pranking, because I was such a sporty kind of, I hated dressing very feminine. Like for some reason at that time, it was just, my identity was like, I'm the sporty, like boyish girl. Like that's what I took on. My mom signed me up for Polynesian classes.
Like hula.
Like it is like a Hawaiian, Polynesian dancing. And I actually really loved doing this. Yeah. But the last class where we had to like perform, we had to wear like coconut bras. And that's why I didn't go, was because I was so embarrassed of having to like look feminine at that time that I just quit at that time. But like, yeah,
I mean,
it was so fun.
That's a lot of pressure to have to fill up a coconut, you know, at that age as well.
Oh,
you know
believe me, I could have filled it at that time.
Damn.
I had bigger tits than now. Yeah.
Damn.
Does that happen? Do tits get smaller?
Yeah, if you lose weight. Yeah, you can lose weight.
Tits fluctuate.
They fluctuate.
Tits fluctuate just like men fluctuate. Yeah. Our tits fluctuate.
Oh, yeah, I got some tits.
Your tits fluctuate, bro. Last summer, I was like, okay, Rick. I was like, God damn, boy.
Got some breast meat, huh?
That's a Korean breast meat right there, boy. That's some kyochons. You got a pair of kyochons on you, boy.
So funny.
God damn.
You know what? I also did golf like a good Korean kid. I did golf for a bit. Maybe, I mean, and you've taken golf classes too, right?
No,
did you
I
guys?
never.
No?
I don't play golf. I don't support it.
I went to the drive a lot, you know. I went to the driving range a lot. With my dad, but with the courses, I played a few games. It's just I don't have the like the mental stamina to play all 18.
I'm traumatized. I told you I'm traumatized by golf. I don't want to become my dad.
Yeah,
you know.
I got hit a lot with golf clubs.
Same. Yeah, I just talked about this. Golf clubs. I mean, but honestly, like golf clubs are just like. That is an ass beating tool.
100%. The 3-iron is a perfect weight distribution.
It comes with multiple clubs, and there's a case. Different flavors. There's a case to get your ass whooped in. It's easily transportable, so you could beat someone's ass anywhere. Yeah, you know.
And there's a little hook too. You know what I mean? So if they're running away, you could.
Imagine, dude, you had someone like your dad beat your ass with golf clubs, and he even had a caddy with him. Like he had a caddy.
Get my
9-iron. Oh my gosh.
What if the numbers was like the age? You know what I
mean? Oh my god.
So let me get the 5-year-old beat.
You know it's Tuesday, right? Just bring me the Tuesday club.
Shit.
No, it's that was one of those things, man. It's terrible to talk about getting your ass whooped, but once you've endured a lot of that, you're kind of like. Nothing can stop you. You know,
you just flinch a little bit more as an adult. You just gotta flinch a little bit more.
Nothing can stop you.
I don't know. I know people who've not been physically, you know. Well, I hate calling it physical abuse because it's a cultural thing that everyone did. Like, I don't know if it. I mean, it is physical. It's definitely physical abuse. Yeah. But when I say it in English like that, it just sounds so intense and harsh.
Have you talked to anybody that hasn't been hit once in their whole life?
Yes, and they have normal lives.
How did this conversation come up?
Just like, it's usually people that I date. I think that I look for red flags often. The minute
you don't think that's a red flag? Someone who hasn't been hit once?
I mean, that's your reality. Like, your reality is that's a red flag for you. Yeah. Like, to you, it means that you haven't toughened yourself and you can't go through. But the thing is, like, I've look for people like that's work you have to work through. That's like trauma.
But I'm not even talking about like domestic violence. I'm just saying like you can be walking down the street and get slapped. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's like someone looking at someone from a different social class. Like, you know, let's say someone came from a well-off spot. Yeah,
Like, you can get slapped at a country club.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That shit happens anywhere.
Nah, but what I'm saying is you can't. It's not a red flag because this guy came from an affluent background. You know, it wasn't a choice of theirs.
Yeah.
So it's like I see both sides. But I did have that conversation before. I was talking to someone. I was like, "Yo, so your dad pulled a knife on you too, huh?" He's like, "Nah. What are you talking about?"
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh."
Like, that's your reality.
It threw you off. It threw you off.
I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, me neither." I heard that these things happen.
I don't know. I mean, again, this is all just like anecdotal, but like people that I've met that are like weren't abused at home, I feel like they love themselves more. Like, I don't think there's a need to like find love from anybody else. Yeah. But they're able to like, you know, understand that those things come from themselves.
Do you consider abuse if you and your sister's fighting and your sister slapped you? I'm just wondering, is that...
I think so, but it's like we're kids. Like, I don't know if we know what we're necessarily like capable of.
Like, you as an older sister, you've slapped your sister before.
Oh my God, we would hit each other
all the
abuse? Fucking time. Yes, actually, it probably is abuse. And like, I, again, do think that that's a crazy thing for me to do now that I look at it. I would never want my kids to do that, or to imagine, like, I've had 2 kids like hitting each other. That seems wild to me now. Doesn't it?
Did it sound weird to you when your boyfriend said he's never been hit in any way? Not even like...
I get jealous a bit.
You get jealous? I
do. I feel like I wish I came from what feels like a more safe childhood. But that, again, that's like, okay, I feel like the norm, right? Like in Korea probably is that, I'm assuming people are getting still, you know, spanked. But here, maybe I compare it to like Western people or like Americans who haven't been abused. And so I'm like, oh, I wish I had that type of like relationship.
People who haven't been hit.
Okay,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But I'm not like, it's not like a pity thing. It's just, you know, it's a cultural difference, but also it's just a thing of its time. I don't know if it's like happening as much as the way, because now you will get like, you know, it's a bigger,
I just feel like
known issue.
You know, it's just kind of not even, I'm not talking about at the household, you know, any domestic violence or nothing like that. I'm just talking in life.
Yeah.
You know, like there's kids who end up like King Joffrey.
Yeah.
Because no one checks them.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't have to be always beat through violence or hitting, you know, but a lot of times it does escalate to that when someone gets checked, you know.
I come from that era where I think a beatdown, or not beatdown, but like just humbling a man does wonders for a man.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not a slap or a fight, but even when you don't go through a loss or you take that L, you have this like delusion that you could take on anything. You know, but I think you need to have that moment where, as for me, like when I'm in a fetal position, I'm like, I can't take on 4 or 5, you know, no matter how strong I think I am. That moment of just like realization, it does humble someone. It does kind of give you a course in life where you want to be a little more careful.
It's the balance of like telling a kid, like, you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it. But you should also let them know, like, tell them to read the disclaimer. 100%. You know what I mean? Like, no, sometimes things don't go as according to plan.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the balance that we need to teach. Not just one-sided things, but like things aren't always going to go your way.
Yeah.
And I don't think we teach enough of that part.
That's very true. Same thing with like my faith as well. Like some people, they just think prayer is it. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, if you ask God for this and this is gonna happen, it's like, no, the fine print is, you know, there's responsibilities that you need to do. So
the Bible got a lot of fine print.
Read the red ones. Read the red words.
Yeah. No, it's the reality.
That's funny. Someone in the comments was saying like, oh, our parents hit us because they love us. I think that is a very interesting perspective of like what happens when you're older. And I see a lot of people who have been abused who end up dating people who are also abusive, and that's kind of a cycle because they're like, oh well, this person does maybe love us, like me being hurt is part of love. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I think that's kind of like very detrimental to our mental and to like the future of our kids. Like if I have kids and I lived in a household where I didn't cut that type of cycle and I was like, you know, I don't want to pass that. I can't even imagine like if I saw something really cute, like I would never hurt my like if I, my cats. I can't imagine like spanking my kid. And I'm not trying to shame anyone that does, because if that's a cultural thing for you. It's just, I can't imagine as an empathetic person now, like me doing that to someone.
I think they're relaying a lot of their own problems onto you through abuse, or hitting.
For sure.
It's also a very lazy way of parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also a lot of the times that I was beat, it wasn't because of a mistake, like I spilled something, right? It was because I lied.
Yeah.
It was I manipulated and it caught me in the lie.
Right.
So no matter how cute my face was, the lie was ugly. You know what I mean?
Like motherfuckers who like parent by hitting their kids is like when your TV breaks and instead of reading the instructions, you just hit it until you think it's going to be fixed. That's how I explain it.
Yo, do Asian parents raise their kids like electronics?
Yeah, I know for sure my dad who beat me, I know for a fact this motherfucker was not reading instructions. You get a little static on the TV, he's hitting that shit.
Oh my God.
Until it gets fixed, bro.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Sometimes I saw it fixed and I was like, maybe I should get my ass whooped. You know what I mean? I was like, it works.
What if they really thought that? Like, oh, this quarter you got better grades.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it makes it worse.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
It's the balance.
It's the balance.
It's the balance.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But the instructions, that takes a little more time.
Yeah.
The troubleshooting takes a little more time. It takes more patience.
Yes, it does.
You know what I mean?
It definitely, and some humility to admit to yourself that you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Our parents, one thing is just like they always act like they do what they were doing. So speaking of the next generation, Alex, what was your discipline? What was your disciplinary like?
I think we talked about this. Alex has very nice parents.
He hasn't been spanked, right? You were spanked, no?
No. I had to. There was like other forms of punishment that weren't corporal. But yeah, I feel like last time I spoke about this, if I was beaten in certain times, it may have changed maybe my like role, my the way I view authority, or the way like on a respect level, because there's definitely I probably talked to my parents the way that if other people saw like the way I talked back to my parents, like they would be appalled. And it's funny actually, I'm watching a show on Hulu called like The Parent Test, and they have parents of like all different parenting styles, and there's no one that's better than the other, but they are comparing. And they did ask the question,
it's
how
a
many
good
people,
concept for a show.
That's tight.
Yeah, they asked how many people hit their kids, and like about half of them, maybe about 35%.
Also, they were really honest about it too.
Yeah, they were saying like this is why we do it, and
there's cops waiting offset.
Chris Hansen, grab a seat.
Oh
so you beat your kids, huh?
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I mean, did your dad play golf?
Yeah, my dad.
Okay, so it's not all golf players.
Okay.
I was just making sure. I was just double checking. Okay.
Oh shit.
You see, but you picked up golf too, so you could defend yourself.
Yeah.
Became a fencing player. Oh shit.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it's the way. I've been on the end of getting beat. We've all have. Yeah. I don't think it necessarily like helped. There might there's a better approach to it.
I think definitely it's our responsibility to break the cycle. Of things that didn't work.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be communication in the household. Like,
I
just think like how many times they have this term like 말 대답하지 마.
Oh yeah,
right? Like
don't talk back.
Don't talk back is like a Korean, like it's a totally Korean thing. If some what did I just say? 말 대답하지 마.
I don't know. I wasn't allowed to do it, so I don't even know the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You just heard it. That's the first time I've seen you.
Yeah.
It means don't talk back, and it's literally like in every Korean household, because we are never supposed to be in any way dominant or even on the level of someone that's older than us, right? Wasn't that instilled in us?
And it's not
extremely hard.
It wasn't even don't talk back is kind of like when you're like snarky a little bit.
No.
But talk back, what they meant is like no rebuttal.
Don't question anything.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that they should encourage dialogue?
I think in a household where communication happens, things are healthier.
Yeah,
I
so
think
encourage the dialogue.
Yeah, like if I ask like, why do we have to go here by 4:00? Like I have work, I have to finish my homework at 3. Instead of saying like, don't talk back, if I knew the reason, I'd most likely like just do the work before and then go, right? Like instead of just being like, I'm right, I gotta go. So like that type of like emotion to me is a form of abuse. That's like
dictatorship.
You can't ask, you can't find out why. And so I'm just like, okay, it's all just basically you have the power.
Yeah.
So I need to just do things that you want me to do.
You know what I got?
Like blast off, you're going to hell.
You know,
I know. That's where did I learn it, right? Like I'm like, how did I learn these behaviors?
You know, one thing I got to say that I do respect about kind of the Asian household culture is like, we had a lot of immigrant parents, right? And they had like no English skills, and we felt like we knew more than them because we were like Americans. But still, there was still like a level of respect and humility on our end.
Right.
Because we could have been worse. We could have been like,
you don't know shit.
You don't know shit. I'm going to call ICE on you. You know, whatever. Like a dickhead. You know, like a dickhead little.
I bet that's what it's like now, though.
I bet it is.
Kids right now, you can't even raise a hand.
You think Asian kids are like worse now?
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know if you should call it worse. I think they're
aware of
they
options.
realize they have opinions that they can talk about, and they also have resources that are openly talked about how to get out of the situation they're originally in.
I just feel like at the time, like even when I had those moments, I would always like, even if I was yelling at my mom or whatever, like immediately a few hours later, I'd like apologize to her. I'd always feel so shitty, you know, like it was ingrained in me or something. Like it was just like, I felt really bad, you know, and I was like, I was way more empathetic to their situation and all those things, you know.
But why do you think that at the age of 6? Why would you think those things? Because your mom or dad told you like, hey, we're here because you.
Well, they raised me right, I guess, you know, like I guess that's an outcome of them, you know, letting me know that it took a while for us to get to this place and overcoming struggle and struggling and also not spoiling me, you know what I'm saying? Like these are things that makes a great kid, you know?
You know, Steph, what you said was absolutely right. It's about communication within the family, and it's never too late, because when there's open communication, I know there's a lot of people now that have kind of separated relationships with their parents because of the trauma and all this. But when you do get to that point when you could break bread and talk to them about it, like, life works in a way where you kind of see why and not justify. Like it wasn't right, it wasn't wrong. It was just like, this was a situation. And I find appreciation now when my dad did lose his temper and hit me. It was never because he wanted to hurt me. It's like he had his internal little combustion too, you know? And if I don't have that talk with him, then he will always be this like abuser or like, you know, this wrong type of dad. But
it's because you communicated with that. Now that you're older,
and in a weird way, you love them more.
Yeah, but because they're human.
You love them more for that.
It's also really hard to communicate with our parents. Just the language barrier alone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I actually wanted to do? This was an idea that I had a while ago. I want to bring my mom on, and I want to hire a Korean translator.
That's amazing.
And go like deep into the cuts, like really specific things that have bugged me that I could never specifically explain.
Right.
So I think that could be interesting. Bring my mom on, get a translator.
That would be.
And go into layers of a conversation.
Get the Bongjuno translator.
Dude, that'd be cool.
Should I get the Bongjuno translator?
That'd be sick. Get the Bongjuno translator.
She's expensive, bro.
Doesn't matter.
That's
a therapy session.
That's designer translator.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
That's a $5,000 an hour translator, bro.
She can say things that you couldn't even say in English. You know what I mean?
I'm also gonna get a sign language person for no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
because of Rihanna's thing. That's
and
so
you should have the other spectrum of shit, like Alex trying to translate it too. So we have 3 different levels of translation. He says he's sorry.
I do think that could, honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea though, because
that's
there are
so
certain
sick.
levels. I could speak Korean, but I just can't go in. I don't know certain words in Korean how to explain the specificness. You know what I mean? And have you ever noticed, like, sometimes when you don't know how to explain something, you cut corners explaining some shit?
And exactly. And it dilutes the whole meaning.
Dilutes the whole thing. I even gone as far as, it's not that important. Like something that was super important. I convinced myself it's not that important to explain.
됐어.
걱정하지 마. It's not that important. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Have you tried communicating with them? Like, have you tried talking to them?
Yeah, naturally.
I kind of feel like your mom knows enough English, to be honest, and I think that you know enough Korean.
There's still a barrier.
But it's not, I don't think it's the lack of language barrier. Yes, to get to the nitty gritty, but I think that as humans, we have enough like empathy and signs to be able to explain like I'm sorry and that I love you no matter what. So like I don't know if like it's necessarily the exact words.
Right.
I mean, of course, like that would be so useful, but like
you're right.
I don't know if you're actually even sitting and
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Just like being vulnerable and really her to feel how sorry I am for certain things, or communicate with her like maybe certain things I'm resentful about, right? But like I could even tell when I try to explain certain things to her and I can't get the words out right, she's even like pretending like, okay, I get it. When she doesn't get it, you know what I'm saying?
She might get
it's
it.
happening on both sides.
Mom, you don't get me.
No. I feel like it's just happening on both sides a little
Yeah.
bit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So,
but also let's not doubt like underestimate our parents.
I'm not.
Because
I don't think
even the way he's living and like his life changes, these things translate, these nonverbal things do translate to them as like, oh, he is there's a redemption here, you know, he is sorry, or they got I did a good job, you know, when the son is successful and you're at a certain place, like your parents are like, you know, it's like this jar of kimchi that I cooked made is good, it fermented well.
Yeah, and
you know
that's true, because that's like literally part of like the Asian culture are the signals. It's not about just, it's a lot of the acts of service. It's the physicality of things, right? It's not about here where it's like communication and exact words. And so us learning to mesh those things is confusing.
What do you think is the love language of the Asian family?
Acts of service.
Acts of service?
Yes, it's definitely not words of affirmation. No one ever said I love you. It is not quality. I mean, quality time.
I don't think it's quality time either. What do you think?
I think it's acts of service, like giving things, feeding.
Don't think it's quality.
Eating is definitely.
We don't think it's quality time because we never really spent time with them.
No, I didn't. What's the other busy shit? The
gift is definitely a big thing. Gift giving, like in the, you know, like when you go to a new house, you have to like bring pears. You know, it's like at the new year you wear a certain outfit. Like I think there is a lot of like.
That's what I was gonna say. It's physical touch.
Physical touch.
Oh my god, I never even thought about that.
Yes, the love language. Because you know that's what they say. I'm hitting you because I love you.
I think sometimes like when parents beat our ass, it's so they can feel something.
Oh my god!
It's not for us. Like, I just want to feel something.
Yo, my parents used to do that too. That's the next level where they hit themselves.
Yeah,
they're like, you know, I'm doing this because I love you, right? It's like, oh shit.
Because imagine like all the hours of work they do, just doing the same thing, waking up 6 a.m, working 12-hour shifts. Like it must be numbing.
Yeah.
That shit must be numbing as hell, dude.
Like, let's switch it up and beat our kids today just so we can feel something.
That's fucked up. But acts of service, you're saying?
Yeah.
I think it's acts of service because most of the time it's like when I think about my mom like doing it's like she's usually like making me food. I don't know if that's an act of or gift, but it's like kind of similar, and like bringing things for us like giving a bow, right? It's not words of affirmation. It's like we bow to someone out of respect. That's a kind of that's an act, right?
That is
where
true.
Like we are lowering ourselves or whatever it is.
One thing that would make my mom so mad when she came back home from work is like if I didn't straighten out the shoes. You know what I mean? Like if the house was in the same state that it was when she left, she would get so mad. Like all day, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, the dishes are not done. So definitely act of service.
I think, and let me take that back about like all Asians. Every Asian group is different.
Yeah.
You know, like Filipinos, I think are like all about family and quality time.
For sure.
You know, so I think that's.
Koreans are too.
Yeah.
We just didn't have it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know what it is? It's
what do they do?
It's well, I noticed you.
I'm like asking about Koreans, and I'm Korean. Like, what do these Korean families do?
Yeah, I think it's because we both came from like you know, like not a typical Korean family. Like also like Korea has its own standards. Like if we were in Korea, it'd be about family and friends.
Like
and,
would
like,
do they go to the zoo and shit? Like for real, like they would take their kid to the zoo. I don't see, they don't do that.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
that's like
way
a more
they do that.
American thing to go to the zoo, or like I don't know, like there are Korean families that do this. Like I had a little bit of taste of that, right? Like before when I was younger, because my dad and his friends, we would have picnics every weekend with like big groups of Korean families, and or we would go camping, or we would go.
I'm trying to think.
You know, wait, but I don't know if that's because we immigrated.
Did you guys do that?
Nah.
Wait,
it's like, hey Rick, you want to go museum? No. I remember my dad.
That felt weird. I don't think like I was like, what the hell?
I remember my dad said, hey, you want to come on a ride? Let me show you something. So I got super excited. I thought we were going to go to like an air and space museum. He went to 4 different dry cleaner spots to pick which location he should open up next.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Anything business like.
It was just like the trip that you go on with your parents is because they can't get a babysitter.
Yeah.
So you're going to work with them. You
They
know what I
needed
mean?
someone to sit in the car in the parking meter.
Yep.
That's
Yeah. You're going to.
Wow. Wait, is that an Asian American thing? Like I'm so confused now.
yeah.
This is what it feels. This is what it's like to be Asian American. By the way,
I remember my dad would give me money. My dad
it's
give me money,
confusing.
and I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Dad." He'd be like, "Go buy me a cigarette." I'd be like, "Okay."
I'm 7.
He's like, "Oh yeah, with the change, go get something."
Yeah.
There's no change. This fool gave me the exact amount for the cigarettes.
They
Fuck.
must have gone through they must have so much trauma like in
Yeah.
themselves for moving out here and not like knowing how to handle their emotions and shit, and they just pass that shit to us. That's what's happened.
Yeah, just to for the record, my parents were amazing parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine was
never.
too.
I wasn't in an abusive family. It's just we had heavy hands, you know. And also my dad, he lost his father when he was very young, so he didn't have.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he didn't have a dad.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So he just he was freestyling. He was definitely freestyling.
That's the thing. They just don't know the proper protocol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they don't know like. What can they help you with homework at the time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad, I would be doing like 6th grade math, and then he would be teaching me like the advanced shit because that's what he knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to dumb it down.
That's actually
Oh
true.
my
They
God.
can't help us with our homework
Nah.
like an American would, or like in Korea they would, right? Like because they know the language over there. But we are because it's more of an immigrant thing.
I remember asking my dad for help for an English homework. It was just like reading comprehension, and somehow that conversation ended up me having to memorize 5 words a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like that was his way of helping. He's like, SATs in 12 years. build your glossary up now.
That's the thing. It's like they learn about these little achievements like SAT.
Yeah.
And they'll go so hard. Like you just found out what the SATs were last
Jesus.
week, and now we're studying for this in the 5th grade. Like what the fuck?
그거 IB 있잖아. Ivy League.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's a problem too, because they'll find out about 3 universities like Harvard, UCLA, and Yale, and now you got to get into one of those, and everything else is like nothing, you know?
Crazy standards.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's actually true.
that was a rant on our
Yeah,
parents, huh?
that was-
We really went in. Yeah.
Hey, we've been guesting on some other pods, man. Can we talk about that?
Let's talk about that. So if you can check out the Fun with Dumb crew on the Scissor Bros.
Talk about physical abuse.
Those some Rick ate a whole pound of kimchi. Was that a pound?
It was
Dude, that
pound,
was
it was 22
crazy.
ounces of kimchi.
Bro, you did us so much like
I wanted to make you proud.
It was crazy.
I wanted to make you proud. You know, I honestly the comments are going to be hateful, but they admired me. They were impressed by the amount of kimchi that I inhaled. It wasn't even just eating. We went to the Korean restaurant right after that episode. I pushed away I've never pushed away kimchi at a restaurant before. It was
Wait, how were your BMs? I was curious about that. Did it change anything?
Not really. No.
Oh, really?
Nah.
You're basically a fridge.
Yeah,
like you're like,
yeah. It's a typical weekday for
dude,
me.
it was
You know what I
insane
mean?
to see you do that.
No.
It was
Those guys.
impressive, man, and thank you for taking one for the team.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
As he cut his little cracker,
I know.
they did,
You know, I
this
feel-
Squid Game
I-
sugar cookie thing for
Yeah,
him,
I
and so he had to just cut that.
You
through.
didn't do anything.
Well, they didn't give me a thing. I wasn't like.
Would you have done it?
Yeah, I got to spank Stevie with metal chopsticks. That was kind of fun.
Would you have actually like ate the kimchi?
Of course I would have done it, but I could have never done it like him. Like, I know that that's a G way of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I would have done? I was thinking about this. Is liquid is usually heavy, so I was thinking I would drink the liquid.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan of Scissor Brothers. So when you watch these podcasts or anything like a challenge, you think to yourself, if I was there, like, how would I do it, you know?
That's
and it's
true.
very different. It is different. Like, you think it's a lot easier than it is.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like yakking sometimes because I was just gorging.
I saw that in your face.
That's the thing. It's like, Stevie is, and I was just on Bad Friends, by the way.
Yeah.
And that was a funny pod.
That's a crazy one.
You know, and I always trip out because I feel like Stevie and Bobby are probably the weirdest Koreans
Absolutely.
on this planet.
Yeah.
Like, they are like aliens of Koreans. You know what I mean? It's insane. Even like North Korea would be like, no, too weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know how they think. It's weird.
Yeah, and that's why I love them, because they're like, I've never seen Korean siblings like that, or even individually they're on some other shit.
Yeah.
So I'm just like fascinated by them. Like, I want to put them in, like, I want to study them.
Yeah.
You know?
Bobby's wild himself, but then when Stevie's around, Bobby seems normal. Like,
Stevie,
yeah, that's actually true. Stevie's
like, we all know Bobby. He's like he's a huge, like, off the wall, like, weird Korean.
Right.
But Stevie is like another level of weird Korean.
for sure.
Like, I don't, some of the comments was like, I've never seen Bobby laugh the way he does unless Stevie's around.
Yeah. Wait, so you did the Bad Friends the day after Scissor Brothers?
No, it was like a week after or something like that.
Okay, so you saw both brothers.
I saw, it's so weird. After Scissor Brothers, I kept seeing Stevie everywhere. So you following me, bro? Yeah.
Oh man, but it was good. Shout out to those podcasts for letting us on.
No, I love being on these other pods because I feel like that's where all the weird Asians are.
Yeah.
In the podcast space.
Really?
That's where.
Do you think you're a weird Asian? Definitely, right?
I feel like there's podcasts out there that are very just like vanilla, like the Asian ones. You know, some of them it's just like they just stay in this lane, but the opposite spectrum is like the Bobby Stevie.
Well, I think it's all about transparency. I think this space like allows motherfuckers to kind of go off, and really just be fully unfiltered,
right?
And Bobby like kind of represents that to the max, and then Stevie too. Like, Stevie doesn't even think twice about going into weird territories, you know. And you know, it's funny. I've known Stevie since I was in high school. Yeah, people don't know that. Like, before I met Bobby, I met Stevie like when I was a teenager.
Wait, he's like a lot older though, right?
He's older, but I used to do no. Stevie's younger.
No, I'm saying than you.
Yeah, he's older than me. But we used to be in the LA hip hop scene, the underground scene. So we would do shows together, and he was part of Galapagos 4 with like other rapper friends of ours. So I remember like my friend would be like, "Oh, let me introduce you. He's another Korean rapper," and we were like the only Korean dudes in the scene. So he was like, "Yeah, this is Kwangu, like Steve," right? And he's like, "That's Bobby Lee's brother." That's how they introduced them. And so we were on a lot of shows together, like back in the day. Yeah. And and then I kind of reconnected with him after like me and Bobby kind of started doing stuff together and shit. And so I've known him I've met Stevie 20 years ago. God damn. Isn't that crazy? I'm 37. Wow. I met him 20 years ago.
That's he has such an endearing energy.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about him that you could tell is the younger sibling, and you kind of want to like take care of them.
There's this childlike aura that Stevie has.
Yeah, but Bobby doesn't necessarily. He has a childlikeness, but it's not like he is like the older brother.
Does Stevie feel like the younger brother to Bobby?
Yes.
Like, does he actually? Because I don't know if I feel that.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. It kind of like intertwines. Sometimes when Bobby's acting wild and Stevie does like that concerned face, like, like, you know, he looks like the older brother. Yeah. But then there's times when Bobby's just looking at him like, oh my God, this guy's an animal. Yeah. You know, I wonder what their dynamic was like, man.
I feel like their sibling fights were crazy.
I heard knives were pulled. Like, it's next level.
Yeah, can we have both of them on here?
Oh, we never had both of them together, huh?
Yeah, can we do that? Because it might be interesting to see the two of them. I want to see them hanging out.
Yeah, because we're all older siblings too. Yeah, so Bobby too. Like, I guess we get along with Bobby a lot.
We could pull up another chair and we could do that. I think it'd be fun.
They should just sit on each other's lap.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. We should do that.
I would like to see them together on pod mode.
Heck yeah.
I've been trying to redo the Bobby episode because a while back I did Bobby Lee and Bobby Hundreds all.
Oh, that was so good.
Literally, I put that episode together just because they were the only two Bobbies that I know, and it was like one of my favorite episodes. So I'm trying to get them back together on again. I think that would be really fun.
Cool.
This past weekend, I ate
Vitamins.
like I had like a cheat weekend because it was my birthday. So I was like, I ate a burger, I ate all these other a slice of pizza,
Right.
A ghost sandwich.
But I realized 2 days of that, and I can go back to this cheat meal for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever.
Wow.
Like it's okay. Like I just need a little taste of it. I can go back to it. Like
So
I don't need it every day.
What was your favorite thing you ate during the cheat though? What was that thing
Probably
that
the
was
Burger.
like,
I missed a burger so much.
Stouts.
from where?
God,
Where'd you
Stouts.
go? Stouts Burger, huh? Is it amazing or is it because it was your first bite?
No, that burger is.
What was on it? Did you get the fixins?
I got what's wrong? Why are you rubbing the couch like nipples right now? What are you
I
doing?
didn't want to hear about the burger.
It was something else.
It was good.
It was something else. It was
When it comes to like meal plans, is it because of taste that makes it hard, or is it the boredom?
Yeah.
Is it the repetition, or is it just like there's no? Is it blandness?
I
or
mean,
is it,
it's because you know what it is. We've tried all the delicious foods. Yeah. And like, if I never tried it, I'd be fine. That's why that's why people say don't feed your dog any human food.
That's true.
Like, dude, if you feed a dog a pizza, that motherfucker gonna be mad as fuck every time you give him dog food every day. He's like, y'all been holding out on pizza? I'm just saying,
For sure.
like, I just wish I never was introduced to all the delicious shit. Now it's like, fuck. All right, now I got to know this exists. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Fun with Dumb. It got real deep on this one, man.
I love it.
And I think it resonated with a lot of people.
Yes.
Globally who got their ass whooped. Thank you, Steffie Baik, Rick Lee. We got Alex over here.
Yes, sir.
We're making some changes here too. We got some additions coming, joining the team.
Oh, we got some surprises.
We got some surprises, man. We got some surprises in the stem cell research lab. So stay tuned. All right. I'm your host, Dumbfoundead, and tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb.
Bye.